to another edition of Phoenix. And this is in the East Group. We get together every week. And in some way, we try to connect to each other. It is always important that we get together as a group. We think the same way. A lot of the times when, as soon as we get up in the morning, if we have people that have the same goals and the same things that are going on, but there are some people that are just not successful at all. About a week ago, I met an old friend of mine. He's now a realtor, and he's really struggling. He's going through about two houses over the last 6 months. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I think Wendy did that last week. So there's such a huge thing when you associate with people that they're not working harder. And that's really the misconception is that when we get together as a group, that's what it's all about, is to be able to think like things in a certain way. And it is a mindset. First you have the mindset, then you have the experience. It always seems to work out that way. But we get together every week, and I'm always tickled pink to be able to just associate with people that have really great goals, and they're competent in the means in other words, they're professional. They know what they're doing, and it always strives other people to do the same, and it works. So let's get some quick facts here and see how Phoenix is doing. We have overall referrals, 356 referrals so far through the group since this year, 345 in BAMs. Now, those of you that are watching on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, or YouTube, the BAM is when members get together and they chat among themselves. That most times we talk about family, but it's really just getting to know each other better. Things in our lives change all the time. We have grandkids that we want to announce. We have dogs that we get coming in, and we love dog walking. And the more we know about some of the off things that we do, sometimes people do wood burning as a hobby, or they might do photography as a hobby, or might want to do other things as a hobby, and we wouldn't know them. But in those meetings, when we get together, either on Zoom or in person. I like the in-person ones, especially when it has something to do with food. Right, Sam? When and Dave, we get together with Korean chicken sometimes, and it's a real delight to be able to
We're
converse
due.
with someone, and it has that element of camaraderie, and we just get to see each other, so it's all good there. And this is our hub, basically, pbex.ca. When you have a new computer, or if you are visiting, if you have a visitor that wants to come in and wants to find out what Phoenix is all about, this is where we send them to our main thing. Our member of the week is Lana Burnley from the Bell's Corners Group, another very successful realtor, just like Wendy, and all do their magic in their own way. So it's great to see those things. And these are the four chapters that we have. Mostly it's 4 times a week. Sorry, 3 times a week, but the fourth is a monthly meeting. It's a mastermind group, and all meetings that are members that are going through the whole week, like this group. You can go to these mastermind meetings, and it doesn't cost extra. We just go through your goals. If you have something you want to focus on, we want to get some accountability, just drop in. We're doing one, I believe it is in a couple of weeks on August the 1st or October the 1st. So, if anybody wants to come in on that one, they're welcome. It's usually at night, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and we just talk about your goals and help you get anything that is coming up that is in the way. And it's really helping a lot of people. The Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group, just simply press these red buttons, and then it brings you into these groups on a weekly basis. Bernie usually heads this meeting off, and he has started TradeWinds, the global network that happens. So if you have any kind of thing you can add, whether you're a coach or even an accountant, I mean, there are some things that still apply in that accounting world, but there are some things that are very interesting that other countries and other places have implemented within their accounting and other things. But this is Bernie heads this up every Tuesday at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Tuning in with Tony, that's my meditation class that I do every Friday at 1:30, and we usually talk about various topics around energy, everyday stuff, and how to get through it. So we've been doing that for the last few years. Penny Lee has been dancing for several years now, getting her green belt in her world, and it's just a more advanced class in that way where you can exercise and make it fun. The South Group, we're meeting in person. If you want to come to that, if there's no conflicts there, September the 26th, we're meeting in person from 7:30 to 8:30 at the River Lounge on Prince of Wales. Bell's Corners is meeting at the end of the month, September the 30th, at the High Fives, and this East Group will be meeting again on October the 9th. We met last week, and we had Sam Sturis do his presentation on tires and that kind of thing. I think we touched on brakes, but mostly tires. So yeah, we're getting into the season now where we're going to be changing our tires over. I hate to talk about the white stuff that might be coming, but in a couple of months, it's going to be here. Of course, as a motorcycle rider, I'm always hoping that we can ride the bike as far over into November as we can, but we'll see what happens weather-wise. Sometimes we can do that. The QR directory, again, if you're at a trade show or if you're in a shopping center and somebody says, oh, I'm looking for an accountant or a mechanic or a realtor, just simply press this QR button on your phone. Usually you could find the main site, and in an instant you have everybody's QR, so that you just simply go to whoever that is there, and in this way you'll be able to just simply take the QR, make it bigger on your phone. You know the way you can do that with the diagonal swipe, and then give that. I did that twice this week. And it was just an oddball. One was for Eric Sinego, and the other one was for Norm. It was a handyman stuff that I was able to help. And it's so easy. It only took me a second. I always have that particular thing on my phone opened up. So when I just go right to the browser, it's ready. So within a few seconds, I have everybody's business card initially. The great part is everybody has yours. So when you are available that way, when you do get a referral that way, follow up on those and make sure that they are going to be like that. In terms of business, 100, just under, we couldn't do another 100, we couldn't do another $45. I was so surprised. He says we have 129, 990, 955. So that's $45 would have brought us over to the 130, but we should do that there this week for sure. But 356 referrals there altogether. That adds to the 7,400 referrals that we had since we started. And we've hit the 4.7 mark in terms of the millions, in terms of the business shared among our members. And that's really where it's all about. E-cards, 6,400, just under 6,500 hits on our electronic business cards. That's some people do better than others on this one. I can only speak for myself. When I post anything on Facebook, it's in also all of my emails going out, that if they want to contact me, they just simply hit this, and everything is in there. And I've got literally everything. I've got 2 or 3 videos in there, and it directs people where to go and where I want people to go. If I have a new service, I'll add it. So that's another thing with the members. If you notice that you have new services that you want to program, just let us know. We could put it in for you. Okay. Whether it's a new car washing, or whether it's a dog walking service you want to put in, we can sort of embed that into your e-card so people have it. It's a way that people can look around. All right. So just a quick thing about visitors I want to talk about, because there, when we look at some of the history in when new people come in, it's really great. You must know a business that is probably struggling or is looking at different ways of trying to market themselves. And there's no better way face to face than networking in this way. So this is where we get together. So if you know somebody, definitely give them the QR for Phoenix. Again, it's on the main site. You just show them that and invite them to come in. But and it isn't easy. I had a hairdresser that was one of my clients, and when I talked about Phoenix with her, she's never heard of network marketing. And it's well, it's I don't know how old it is, but certainly 20 years plus for sure. But there's some people it doesn't occur to them. They just think of radio, TV, or they think of ads on that and whatever guerrilla marketing they could do with dropping off flyers like Sam will do the odd time just in his neighborhood. But this is a great way to really branch out. So when I talked to her about it, hey, that sounds like a great idea. I know, and yet, yes, she couldn't come in today. But it is what it is. But the one of the things is that when because people, I guess, are just so busy, they just sometimes are so involved with their day to day stuff they forget. So this is one of the things to follow up that when we want to when we talk to them to be able to reassure them that just come in for a few times. It doesn't cost anything for a visitor, and it really does make a huge difference when it comes to be able to let other people know about your services because like a hairdresser I would know I don't know how many women I would know. I mean I can't even count that high. Uh, but it'd be awesome just to know that someone's doing this. I go way out of my way to get any services from Sam. I pass about 200 mechanics to get there because that's part of what we do. We support each other in some way, and there's a lot of meat that I could get in other places. But I go to Dave if I want something good. But it is about helping each other in that way. If it's knowing that somebody else is going to want something is another one. So I'm always looking at that area. So when you're looking at trying to bring people in, realize that you're also helping yourself. One new member is definitely an open market to whatever your services are and others. So it really has an effect, especially when they can go to several groups. Like I keep going back to Sam, but he's one of the best marketers that I know. He goes to every group, almost every in-person meeting, and so he makes himself known and seen. And it shows because his business has been steadily growing since he's joined many years ago. I mean, you're with Phoenix now, what, 6 or 7 years now, right? Hey, Sam. So it's been quite a few years, and it's been great. It's been an honor to have him, and so it's a win-win situation, right? We always try and do that. So if you are still on Facebook and looking at the various things that are happening, we're going to be getting a presentation from Wendy later on. So you might want to stay for that. She's got some great stuff. She's been in the business for many years, and success is just something that happens to her. And so we'll find out how that works out. But let's go to our introductions and find out a little bit about what we do and the kind of things that we change people's lives in some way. And so let's start with Susan. Go ahead, Susan.
I had a feeling. Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan McGarry, and I'm with a company called Pure Trim. No, I don't cut hair. I have been asked jumping out of my Jeep because my license plate says Pure Trim. But no, I carry a line of health and wellness Mediterranean products. And one that I wanted to cover today is our Synergy Defense product. Synergy Defense, I know people hear about in their travels a healthy gut, but what does that even mean? I didn't even know what it meant. But it basically means that you have good bacteria more than harmful bacteria. And you want to have obviously good bacteria than harmful bacteria because the good bacteria is what builds your immune system. It reduces inflammation reduces abdominal pain, and basically helps to break down your food so it can be evenly distributed throughout your body. So you're not wasting all that organic food that you're eating. You're actually helping it to distribute properly through your body. So one benefit that I find, two or three, with the Synergy Defense is that gas and bloating. So if you have sort of feel like your abdominal pain or you're feeling bloated, this is fantastic for that. So you feel a little bit like a belly dancer. That's a good way of putting it. So if there's anyone that you know and care about that's looking to build their immune system for this white snow that's coming, please get in touch with me. I'd be happy to get them started on the Synergy Defense. It's enzymes, probiotics, prebiotics, but it has 2 billion enzyme units. Be careful when you go to Walmart or some of the health food stores. The reason why Synergy Defense works in the small intestine and reaches there is because they're individually blister packed, so oxygen can't get to it. But if you buy it in a little pill bottle, as soon as you open the bottle, oxygen gets to it, and you've lost all those billions and trillions and zillions of probiotics. So this is why I highly recommend the Synergy Defense because it actually reaches that area of the body. So Susan with Pure Trim, no BAMs this week, but with those QR codes, I might just go through the whole list that you showed us earlier, Tony, and put them into my phone. A great way to keep everyone's contact information nearby and reach out and book those BAMs. Thank you so much, Susan with Pure.
Perfect. Thank you, Susan, for that. And Dave, over to you, sir.
They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Oh my God. Look out. The bar, you can't go higher than that, I tell you. Wow, that was unbelievable. Anyway, I'm into turkey. Dave Belleville from Belleville Squally Frozen Foods. Last year we got some turkeys from this Amish farm outside of Kitchener, Ontario, and the farmer out there, he was selected by the turkey group as a commercial for promoting Canadian turkey. So this guy must know what he's doing. So been generations upon generations of farmers out there, and I think they put out a pretty good product, different from what you get at retail. And I've ordered a little bit extra for Thanksgiving week, and I've ordered the smallish ones, like just enough for like you could have it for 4 people and be done with it. You wouldn't have a be done when and done. That's it. Just enough for a taste of a different product. That'd be great. So, anybody interested in that, please feel free to reach out and reserve one before they're all gone. That's it for me this week. Thank you very much, and have a good week, everybody. I didn't do any BAMs, but I will be looking for people to go eat some Korean fried chicken soon because we haven't had some for quite a while, and so I'll be making some calls. Thank you.
Okay, Dave. Thanks a lot. And Eric Senego, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Dave, I thought all of the turkeys were in Queen's Park.
That's it. That's it.
I
The
didn't
older
know
ones
you
are
also
there.
sold them. So you learn something new every time you come to a Phoenix meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, at this time
Uh,
of year, they stay close because they don't want to be turkeys on the table.
yes. Eric Sonego of Eric Sonego Professional Group. We are accountants and management consultants. We are located in Canada, and we specialize with small to medium-sized companies. At this time of the year, we're doing year ends and corporate taxes and that kind of stuff. And my office is getting geared up for the personal tax business, which happens between January and April, which I don't get as involved as I used to. The office does most of that stuff, and I only do headache clients because the office does not want to do headache clients. So if you know someone with a headache, you can recommend them to me. Everything else is on the chat line. Have a great week.
Thank you very much, Eric. And how did you do on the any BAMs or referrals?
No, I have been in and out of town, in and out of town
Okay.
for the last month. I'm doing year-ends in other cities, of Ontario. And one of the problems I have in my life is that my wife retired or is retiring. So technically she's retired because she's getting paid, but she's still retired. And she's driving me crazy.
Mi- Mine's retiring next year, so
You know, she's driving me crazy, and she wants to do all of these things, and she keeps forgetting that I am working. So,
Yes.
what
Yes.
that this is one of the pull and push parts of that I have to live through. But I love her, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, yes. That's one of the benefits of having your home and your place business area in the same place. But yeah, I would totally respect that, my friend. Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everybody. There's my contact information in the chat. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. Dash camera's my thing. My handle is Dashcam Sam. If those have forgotten that handle I gave myself a few years back. And I've installed several this past couple of weeks. Enjoying referrals that I've received from other past clients, and I appreciate that very much. But one thing I want to mention today is that I also do car cleaning, car detailing, but I don't do it in the wintertime. I don't like getting my fingers all freezing cold and leave the interior of the car wet, so it'll freeze up. You don't want that in the wintertime. So if you're interested in that, someone needs their car cleaned, all kinds of crap in the back seat or, been left by someone, I can do that for you. Let's see. Besides that, I do oil changes, brake jobs, minor repairs, even some minor body repairs if needed. Things BAM's going on. Well, Dave forgot to mention that he gave me a referral. A friend of his who also has a Tesla, he referred him to me because he was told by Tesla that he needed brakes. And my experience from Dave coming to see me is that Teslas don't use their brakes like they use tires. They hardly use their brakes. So I had a feeling that he might not need it. And sure enough, when he showed up, I inspected the brakes on the front and the back, all the four wheels, and nope, he did not need brakes. So
how
he
many
saved himself.
kilometers does he have?
What's that?
How many kilometers does he have on the car? That's it.
I estimated probably another 30,000 kilometers left on those brakes.
No, but how many kilometers did he have on the car?
Oh, on the car, I think he had 160,000.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yes. Yes. So as I figured, brakes don't wear down fast in those cars as much as the tires do. Like
Just the
I think
tires.
he's gone through two sets of tires already. It was on his third.
You
But
drive it like
anyway,
you
he was a
stole
very
it
happy
every
guy
time.
to find out. I'm sorry.
When you have a Tesla, you drive it like you stole it every time. That's why the tires go. Right? You drove my car, fucking Sam's going, that's Dave's tires. This is fun. Right?
Well, hey, you told me it was a fast car. I have to drive it fast. Anyway, as I mentioned there, Dave gave me a referral, and I appreciate that very much. I'm going to do a little bit of service work for him, but certainly not the thousands of dollars it would have cost him for a brake job. That's it for me, Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and lots more.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam. Yeah, don't you have a 30-kilometer street or something? You can't go that fast down your street. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I look at those things and I do readings. It's the sensitivity of my energy that can detect so many things. I get people calling me all the time on business deals that they want to get into and so on. It's just interesting that I had two there over the last week that went into an investment, already spent the money, and then came in for a reading, hoping that it would be positive. And both of them were no. Just I don't know why people go ahead and do these things. it would be like, I guess, not changing your tires for the winter, hoping that it'll be fine. Everything will just work out. But anyway, it is what it is. But it's all about everyone's own journey. I also I'm involved in trying to get light workers to a more professional area. If you know somebody that has some healing abilities, whether they do Reiki or Theta healing, different types of healing, and it's just a hobby or a party favor, or they just bring it out and they don't even charge for it. The whole thing goes on, and they want to become more professional. And that's who I'm targeting is people that have these healing abilities and just don't know how to get back into it. So we have a special program for them and how to get their hobby or their abilities to a more professional level. So have them give me a call, and we can certainly give them that kind of guidance so that they can take their their gifts and be able to add to their contribution for groceries and the household expenses and so on. The other part is we have a podcast coming up. There's one coming up that'll be live on Friday. It's called Discovery. It's the different things that we are looking at, and we think everything is a discovery, but it's only because we've seen it. But it's always been there. And that really brings up a lot of points, is that potential is sort of, you just discovered your potential, but it was always there, sort of thing. It's always something that we discover about ourselves, but you've always had it. I only discovered my psychic abilities about 20 years ago. However, I always had it since birth. So when we look at, and this podcast really talks a lot about yourself and the things that you discover. And when we realize that you've always had it, we look at things in a different way in our sight and our inner sight. So if you want to catch that wherever you get your podcast, we are in Apple Podcasts and about 15 others in that way. So every Friday at 1:30, we take a lot of the things that we do from the podcast, from the classes. So we're going to be talking about Are We Free this Friday in our class. So if you want to catch that, that's great. If you are working and you get that, we can send a recording to you every week. It's like $5 a month for that, and it's like 4 hours of things that we do on a regular basis, and there's a little meditation in there that you can sort of chill out and open up your mind a little bit. So that's me. I had. Or sent a referral to Shane Bayless. I had a client that had a concussion. Yeah, Dave, I'll come up with a list of an order that whenever you can get that delivered, that would be great. Dwight, in our group on Monday, it has some new patties out. He's a caterer, and he's got some vegan patties, and I've got somebody that will buy them. We're just waiting for what store will distribute them for him. And I'll have a BAM with Lana Burnley, and ongoing business, of course, with Eric. He does all our taxes and everything. Does a great job in a couple of our companies. So thank you very much, Eric, for that. And every week, we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business and their industry than more in a minute or two. So this week, we're featuring Wendy Chung. She's a realtor from Century 21 and has been doing all the things that she does. And it is amazing the performance and the things I've seen over the years, and she just gets better and better, and she's always expanding. So you might want to listen to this lady. Wendy, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Tony, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. Wendy Chung, real estate broker with Century 21 Synergy and one of the team leaders of the Ottawa House and Condo Group. So I was only asked last minute by Sam last night if I could do a presentation. So I thought I would share with you some of the trials and tribulations that I go through in this profession. So I was licensed in 2008 So I guess I'm going into my 15th year, if I'm doing the math correctly. So what I've learned over the years as a professional in this business is that you need to care about people if you want to be successful and stay in this business. I meet a lot of realtors that make it about themselves. You know, it's all about them and their marketing and what they're going to do. But I'm more client focused, and I'm looking at sitting down with clients and asking them questions, just finding out where they are in life and what brought them to me, you know, at this time in their life, and how I can help them navigate through whatever they're navigating through so that they can get through what they need to get through. So education is a big part of what I do. I love educating people. I actually have an education background. Maybe about 20 years ago, I got my certificate in teaching English as a foreign language. And I'm not sure many of you know this, but I spent 12 years of my life in Japan. It was actually in Tokyo. And the reason I went there was because a friend of mine, she was there for many, many years and told me it's very lucrative if you wanted to come to Japan and teach English. So I thought that would be a nice step to not only traveling and living in another country, but also another way of making some money as well. So I traveled to Tokyo, and I took over a few of her clients, and then I applied to some high schools in the area, and I was able to get a job. So I taught English for 6 years, my first 6 years, and at a Japanese high school. And then the last 6 years that I was there, I actually managed a Japanese travel agency. So I was able to learn the language, and I was able to learn the trade of travel services, and I was able to service a lot of the expat community in Tokyo. I was actually the only native English-speaking agent in that city. And so I got a lot of clients who wanted to work with me because language was not a barrier, since English is my first language. So that's where I really got to know different people from different walks of life, also different ethnicities. And it was after that that I came back to Canada, and I worked for about 10 months in Ottawa before deciding that I wanted to go down the real estate road. And I've never looked back. And so education and real estate and the travel agency, that's all about people. It's all a people business. It's all about helping others to achieve their goals. So some of the typical things that I do from day to day is I go through my list of clients and I book showings for them. So it's not only the showings that I do, but I also do a lot of research for them. I've got clients who love numbers. They just want to know what are the statistics, you know, what's been going on in the neighborhood, what can I expect to pay for a house like this? Is it overpriced? Is it underpriced? Are there other properties that I should be looking at? So I get very much involved in people's lives, and I have a lot of clients that I'm working with, but I seem to be able to manage quite well because I stick to my calendar. So I book time for each and every client, and that's what I do on a daily basis. And that's how I'm able to, you know, take off 4 hours and go golfing every Wednesday afternoon. Because for me, I also need to take care of myself, but also golfing is a great networking opportunity, as it is meeting all of you every Wednesday morning. You get to know me, I get to know you, I get to promote your businesses, you get to promote mine. So it's the same thing on the golf course. So really, every activity that I seem to have in my schedule is an opportunity to learn more about other people's business and how we can help each other. So it's this huge network that I'm always looking to build. What's interesting for realtors is that every day we get bombarded with phone calls and emails from marketing companies that want to give you that that magic pill. I'm going to bring you leads. I'm going to get you more money and all of that. It's very, very interesting because this morning, my assistant, Angel, she sent me an Instagram video of this gentleman who was talking about that. And every agent wants the magic pill. So we're going to pay tens of thousands of dollars to try to get all of these leads. But I know, and I've tried many of those different techniques and different companies. But you know what? The best way to build your business is like this: networking. Building relationships with other people within your community and having them talk about you and you talk about them. So throughout my day, whenever there's someone that says, Wendy, I'm finding that a lot of the products that I'm using to clean my house, I'm having an allergic reaction to. So I will ask them, what sort of chemical products are you using? And did you know that there are alternatives? So I will introduce them to Melaleuca, for example, right? Or Pure Trim, if it's about another product that they're having a problem with their gut or just a health issue in general. So because my conversations are so widespread, with all of you, even with Dave as a meat broker, I say, listen, I got a meat broker. I can hook you up if you're not happy with what you're getting in the grocery store. Or maybe, for example, Sam, I know a guy that can detail your car for you and he'll do an excellent job. I'm looking for an accountant. Well, Eric Senego, he's my guy. Or looking for my plumber, who's not part of this group, but I've got so many people that I can reach out to and also lean on that, it seems that I basically know a lot of people who can help anybody with any problem. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I also do a lot of referrals. I have a lot of great people in my life, and they don't necessarily live in Ottawa. So I recently got a referral from a past client who is in Ottawa, but the referral is someone who owns a property on the Gatineau side. And he asked me, can you please help me to list and sell my home? So I explained that I'm not licensed in Quebec, so I'm not permitted to do that for him. But what I can do is I can interview a couple of agents for you. And if I feel that they are worthy of your business, then I'm going to send them your way. So I was able to do that successfully. And so this gentleman I'm still talking to and following up with, and he's actually very, very pleased because he really didn't know anybody. And although he wanted to work with someone like me, I can't do it. I've also have a really good friend of mine who, unfortunately, her mom has passed away and she needed to sell the home. She lives up in Iqaluit, but the home is in Cambridge, Ontario. So again, she asked me, could you co-list it with an agent in the area? But I don't know that marketplace. So I'm not serving my clients well if I'm trying to take it on myself, and I'm not going to make the commute. So I did interview another agent, and that worked out extremely well. And he just called me last week and said, the home is sold. So you know what? It's just such a nice feeling that I'm able to go beyond my marketplace and help those that are putting their trust in me. I also wanted to mention that in this marketplace, there are some homes that are not closing because buyers, unfortunately, although they've been pre-approved and they have they have cash, for whatever reason, between the time that they firmed up on the deal and that the closing date a couple of months later, they're unable to close. But luckily, with the help of the lawyers, we're able to sort of work through challenges and make sure that everybody meets the contract, which is what an agreement of purchase and sale is. It is a contract and you are tied into that. So there's a lot of things that happen in my daily life, but I am able to handle a lot of clients at the same time. So if any of you know of someone that's looking for some real estate help, and even if I can't help them directly, I can certainly help find someone who can serve them well. I have no bans to report, but I did do some business through Penny Lee Prevost. So her business, one of her business partners, Liz Raymond, I don't know if you know this, but she also does some tutorials, or she does some one-on-one teaching of QuickBooks. So I wanted to understand QuickBooks a little bit better because I do have an account with them. So I actually booked 2 hours with her in 2 weeks' time. So again, I'm always having my ear to the ground. So if any of you have any other secondary businesses that you're also running, please let me know. Would love to help you build that business as well. So thanks very much, everyone.
Anybody have any questions? Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam.
I have some specific real estate questions. There are several things that were announced by the federal government in the last week when it comes to mortgages and things like that. Are any of those significant at all, in your opinion?
Yeah, so as you know, the mortgage rate has come down again. So it has sort of improved the mood, I guess, of the market. So I have a lot of active buyers right now that are now feeling like now they're ready and it's time to purchase something. And for my clients who have already purchased and not closed, they can benefit from the lower interest rate as well. But not everybody qualifies for the lower rate. So Jacqueline would be the best person to talk to, Sam, when it comes to the effects of that interest rate on that particular profile. So although it's in general, you don't always qualify for certain concessions when it comes to a lower interest rate. It depends on how you qualified.
Okay, specifically, interest rates, but there's some kind of an extension to, what's the right word, to qualify. They increased it up to 1.5 million or something other.
Yeah.
Qualify.
Okay, so yeah, I did briefly read about that, so I can't comment on that right now because I haven't. I usually talk to my mortgage broker, and he gives me sort of like the closed notes on it. But that just came out this week. I know. Yeah, there was something about that. Let me get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
What was the proposal on that? Is that is that through CMHC that you're able to get a higher qualification of homes?
Yeah, so that's a really good. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
My understanding was that they wouldn't insure a property over $1 million. That's my understanding. And now they've raised it up to 1.5. So you can qualify if you have 20% of the 1.5 million.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I mean, that's insurance.
So
yeah,
so
300 grand. It's nothing.
Yeah, I'm just reading the email from my mortgage broker. He said, increasing the insured mortgage cap effective from December 15, 2024, the cap for the insured mortgages will rise from 1 million to 1.5 million. So this adjustment, which is the first since 2012, will better reflect today's housing market and will allow more Canadians to qualify for a mortgage with a down payment of less than 20%. So as you know, if you put 20% or more down, you don't need to insure your mortgage, right? It's a direct relationship between you and the mortgage lending company. But if it's less than 20%, you have to go through, it has to be insured by CMHC or MCAP or one of those companies. So what they're saying is that the amount has gone up to 1.5 million. Again, not a lot of people qualify or will be spending up to that amount. So for most people, they're hovering around up to about 600,000 or 700,000. That's kind of more the average that we're dealing with these days.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I wasn't aware of that. So thank you for that. And that just came out this week, eh?
Yeah, just this week.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
Even if you had 20% down on a $1.5 million home, what would be the mortgage payments on that puppy?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's what, $1.2 million in a mortgage.
lots of payments, lots of high premiums.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
But
Can't imagine.
the point is that if you don't have to insure it through CMHC, you're saving the interest that you pay to CMHC to get them to qualify for that extra cost. So it saves you money. I mean, our son bought a house in Peterborough, and he was able to have enough down payment to be higher than the 20%.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to insure it through CMHC. So he's saving monthly, on the interest that he would have to pay.
What's the charge on? It depends on how much your mortgage is, basically, right? On the fee every
Yes.
month. Depends on how much you owe, right?
Yes. What the mortgage is, but it's over and above your mortgage payment, right? It's
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
that,
the amount you're paying is based on the amount you owe, right? Or is it just a flat rate?
no, it's the my understanding is it's the mortgage outstanding, like what you owe.
Yeah, but I mean, for the insurance part of it, is it a flat rate or is it a variable rate depending on how much you owe?
Yeah.
If you're talking about life insurance
No,
CMHC
mortgage insurance.
CMHC insurance is
That's
dependent on the amount you owe. Is variable on the rate you owe.
Okay.
But banks do give you life insurance on the mortgage, and that stays on the whole value. That decreases as the mortgage goes down. So if something happens to you when you only owe $50,000, that's how they pay you, $50,000, even if you have $1 million house.
Right.
Originally.
Right.
That's why we should never get life insurance with banks for mortgages.
Yes, no. I never do. Yeah. I would never do that. Yeah.
It just pays the bank.
Saves the bank. Yes. That's what we want to do.
But we should have read also the financial pages of the paper, not just the borrowing pages, the financial pages. And that news was more, I would say, more sobering, because the Bank of Canada, two things happened last week. Inflation went down to 2%, and Statistics Canada said that it probably will go down below that in the fall. That's an inflation rate of 1.5. That means that interest rates will be low. But when interest rates are low, yes, you can have a mortgage for 3%, but nobody wants to lend it to you, because the banks because lenders do not make enough money. We will be back to what we were in 2019, which we had high home prices, low interest for mortgages, but very difficult to finance, because banks and established mortgage lenders will not give you the money. So you may have to go to the secondary market of borrowing and borrow at 5 and 6%.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking at. That's what's coming. It might even be worse because we are 5 years older than we were in 2019.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Historically speaking, interest rates below 7% are actually low. Problem is the house costs. The price of a house is astronomically high. That's the problem.
Yeah. I was in Europe for about a week or so, and I found out that the average percentage for a home is 22%. That's the average. It could be higher depending if you want to go, but that's the average. Everybody pays that. It's just enormous. When they say, when I told them ours is like 5%, and I think 5% is high, they just looked at me. No way. It's like it's 22%.
Yeah, but you can buy a house for $200,000. There's a big difference.
Yeah. Well, the real estate's very low. I mean, you could buy a villa for about $300,000-$400,000, like a beautiful home, but you pay 22% to get it. So I guess it's all relative, you're still going to make high payments like Dave says. But so thank you very much, Wendy, for that. And yeah, okay, looks like we're going to finish a little early today. And just to give you a final quote to leave, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is a progress, and working together is success, by Henry Ford. So thanks everybody for coming in, and we will see you next week.
So anybody looking to go electric there, Tesla's got their year-end